Financial Peace Plaza. It's the Dave Ramsey Show, where debt is dumb, cash is king, and the paid-off home mortgage has taken the place of the BMW as the status symbol of choice. I'm Dave Ramsey, your host. You jump in, we'll talk about your life and your money. It's a free call at 888-825-5225, or you can go online at daveramsey.com. Click Dave's email. Keep them brief and to the point. We'll try to answer them. Thanks for being with us, America. 888-825-5225. Lexington, Kentucky starts off this hour. Rita is with us. Hi, Rita. Welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show.
Hi, Dave.
Hey, what's up?
I have a question about fixed annuities. I have $25,000 I would like to invest, and I've been talking to a financial advisor about a 7-year plan where the interest rate is higher than if you did with a CD or another thing.
And what are they quoting you?
Well, for 7 years, it starts off, the first year is 1.25, and then it goes all the way up to 2.75.
Whoopee! Who gives a rip? That's awful.
Yeah.
Well, it's better than CD.
Well, yeah, but you would never put money away for 7 years in a CD. If you're going to invest in it. That's horrible, to tie up money for 7 years and make no more than that. No, I wouldn't even begin to think about that. I don't believe in fixed annuities, by the way, and I don't believe in financial advisors that advise for them.
Okay. I kind of thought you could help me with that, because I was kind of having remorse after talking to him.
You didn't buy it, did you?
No, we're a little bit smarter than that.
Good. No, it's and I think your financial advisor might be an insurance agent.
He says he's not. He says he's with a bank company.
Okay, all right. Because a lot of insurance agents, annuities are an insurance product, and someone with a life insurance license can sell them, but they can't sell securities. They can't sell mutual funds. And so a lot of times that's who's pitching a fixed annuity, for that matter, even a variable annuity. But no, I would, what is this money for? What are you going to be using it for?
Oh, it's just for our future, just whatever, if we decide to buy another home or whatever,
And you have your emergency fund in place.
Right.
And you're debt-free except your home. You're debt-free.
Try to make a little money off of it.
You're debt-free.
Right.
Is your home paid for?
It is.
Good. Way to go. Excellent. And your household income's what?
Together with my husband and I both is 75.
Excellent. Well, I can tell you what I do with money that I'm putting away for longer than 5 years. I do one of two things with it. I buy real estate that I pay cash for, and I invest in good growth stock type mutual funds with long conservative track records.
Okay. For
instance, I bought a mutual fund that I opened the prospectus on the other day that has averaged 11.98% since 1934.
Wow.
But that's the average. In the last 3 years, it has averaged 13% a year, but it really was awful year before last. It actually lost a little money. Okay? So what it amounts to is this. You're riding a bit of a wave. That's a fairly conservative mutual fund. Just to give you an idea, in the last 30 years, it had 4 years that it lost money.
Right.
You follow me? But the average since 34 is almost 12%. Is basically 12%. So, and those types of funds are out there. That's an old classic mutual fund that's been around forever, obviously, and is a good example. But what you've got to do is you have to decide, if you're going to leave it alone for real at least 7 years. If you are, like you're talking about, then what I would tell you to do is to buy something along those lines and maybe buy 2 or 3 different ones.
Of the mutual funds?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
But buy stuff where you can look at it and you say, look, here's what it's done for the last 30 years. Here's what it's done for the last 20 years. And it lost money this many times. It made money this many times. It averaged this over the last 5 years, 10 years, 3 years, whatever. And you can look at your averages, and then that gives you some comfort as to, what it's going to do. Because I got to tell you, the last 3 or 4 years have been some of the worst years. Actually, the last decade has been one of the worst decades in the stock market's history.
That's what scares me.
Yeah. But, it doesn't scare me because it actually means that we probably got that out of the way. And so I'm dumping money like crazy into mutual funds. Just like real estate has had a horrible 5-year period. Probably the worst 5 years in the last 50 years in real estate. Would you agree?
Right.
And yet I'm buying real estate as fast as I can buy it. Why? Because I think the future is very bright for it. So that's the thing you've got to decide is that. But if I were in your shoes, what I would do before I made the decision, just go to DaveRamsey.com, click on ELP for endorsed local provider, and sit down with a person we recommend for mutual funds in that area. If you're not comfortable with it, don't buy it. If you don't understand it, don't buy it. Don't do it because I said do it.
Okay. Look, why are you against fixed annuities?
Because they're a lousy rate of return and they're tied up for an extended period of time.
Okay.
You're basically making a gnat's hair more than a CD, and yet your money's tied up for 7 years. With a CD, it's tied up for 90 days or 6 months.
Right.
And CDs are obviously not good investments. But I mean, you're making the difference is $250 in a year on $25,000. And I just wouldn't tie up my money for $250.
Right.
I've got to do a little better than that. And it just doesn't hold up. It just doesn't hold up to other good quality investments. And see, if you pull it out inside of 7 years, you're going to get a surrender charge on that annuity.
Right.
And so it's basically a long-term CD with a bad rate of return and super big penalties. Is basically what it is. It's a 7-year CD with bad returns. If you could get a 7-year CD and huge prepayment penalty or withdrawal penalties if you cash it in early.
Right.
So it's just a bad product. I wouldn't buy it. I can't think of a single use that's positive for a fixed annuity. Variable annuities have a place occasionally, but that's at least a mutual fund inside of an annuity. But even then, you've got to be very, very careful with it. So not a fan. But you can do what you want. Just learn. That's what you're doing by calling me. Study. Listen to some other sources. Go sit down with that endorsed local provider, and you'll get some other ideas. Great question. Thank you for joining us. You can follow me on Twitter if you'd like, at Dave Ramsey. That's where we jump in, answer some of your questions sometimes. Like somebody says, is a second mortgage baby step 2 or baby step 6? Well, baby step 2 is where you list all of your debts except your home, smallest to largest, and pay minimum payments on everything but the little one until it's gone. Baby step 6 is when you pay off your home early, for those that don't know. We put a second mortgage in baby step 2 and pay it off like it's consumer debt if it is less than half of your annual income. If it's more than half your annual income, I move it to baby step 6, and you probably want to look at refinancing and taking that puppy out, putting you a good 15-year fixed in there right now where you can get these rates down under 3% with 1 point. Wow, absolutely amazing, incredible. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.